Hi everybody, Alex Deploy here from Expert Forex, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the three chart trading system. And please don't worry about this thing on my chin, it's just something of a bit of a nuisance. I apologize for it. But today's videos was stimulated by an email I received from Jevis from Kenya. And I'll just read the email that I received. It's, Sir, how are you doing? I'm called Jevis from Kenya, and I have a disturbing question about top-down analysis. Now, the main language of Kenya is Swahili. And clearly, Jevis must be influenced by Swahili in the way that he speaks. Like when I do my analysis, like let's say in a daily or weekly time frame and find the trend to be uptrend, then I come back to the smaller time frame and let's say the 15-minute chart, and always I get it against the larger time frame, and I find it so difficult to make it my entry and exit in the market. Can you help me, sir? So essentially what he's talking about is the three chart trading system, which I'll go into in a little bit more detail. But before I do, I just want to talk about Kenya itself, because I love Kenya. I've been there lots of times. It is the world's best kept secret, and I just want to show you a bit about Kenya. Now, if people don't know, Kenya is sort of in the middle of Africa on the east coast, and it's surrounded by Somalia and Uganda and Tanzania, and it has some of the most exotic names in this area. I mean, if you think about it, Mombasa, Bangladesh, Dar es Salaam, and then I'm pretty sure every city has a bar or a club or something called Zanzibar, and then you have Rwanda and Burundi. Now, aren't those just the most amazing names? And I used to go and visit Nairobi quite a lot. Unfortunately, I never got it down to Mombasa, where there are the most amazing beaches and holiday facilities down there. And just to show you a few pictures about Kenya, I mean, the wildlife is the main thing there. The safaris that you can go on there are just absolutely amazing. And as I said, the beaches, look, they are white beaches. The sand is crystal clear. And a thing that I used to do a lot when I was there, I used to go to the active volcanoes, and you can actually go and hike up these volcanoes and on the and walk around the ridge, and you can actually see the activity of the volcano, the steam coming out of the volcano all the time. It's quite exciting, and that's why I spent quite a lot of time in Kenya. There's good coffee there. When you leave there, you always leave with a lot of coffee, and they're very hospitable and friendly people, the Swahilis. Anyway, I digress. Let's go into the three chart system. And here is my traditional setup for trading. You know, I normally have the weekly, daily, 4-hour and 1-hour chart setup. Then I have another chart. Sometimes it's the channel trading charts, and sometimes it's the multiple moving average charts. And then I have the 360-degree indicator that shows me the relative strength of the currencies, and also how they appear on the various indicators. Like at the moment, there's the RSI, CCI, the MACD, the moving average, the ADX, and stochastic. I can see all of this at the same time, and if I open it up even more, you'll see I can even see the Bollinger Band and ATR information, and I can see the relative strength of the currency that is being traded. But that, again, I digress a little bit there. So just to answer the question that was asked, and he mentions the weekly, the daily, and then suddenly he goes down to the 15-minute chart. Now, I learned this three chart system from somebody called Dr. Alexander Elder. He was a guru when I grew up in Forex about 20 years ago, and everything that he says, and truly it is so, is an affirmation about trading. I have read his books. Every sentence in that book is an affirmation about trading. He is a real guru at trading, and one of his systems that he promoted very strongly was the 3-chart system. So what he said is, the first thing you do is you find your trading chart. Now that could be the daily, the 4-hour, the 1-hour, but you find a chart being the chart that you want to trade on. And why you need that trading chart is you need to use that to determine the stops and the targets and how you want to trade that particular chart. Then you use the time frame above that chart. So I'm using the 4-hour here, so the one above it would be the daily chart. Now the daily chart, its role is just a direction and trend guidance chart, and to confirm some of the trading ideas that you can see on your trading chart. So in this case, as I've written there, what daily becomes the direction and trend guide chart. And the thing that you could, the type of thing that can take place here is that let's say you are considering a sell here, and you would look back at the weekly and you say, oh, the price is underneath the moving average, so it's in sell mode. The RSI, the RSI is below the 50 line, so it's in sell mode. It is at a support and resistance level. If it breaks through there, you want to sell. So that's how you use the longer term chart, and you don't use all of them. You can go to the weekly, but you don't need to. You can just go to the next one and get a picture of what's going on. Now on our trading chart, for instance, you can see there's a perfect channel trade happening here. Bounce, 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 perfect channel. And the question now is it going to bounce to the top again, or is it going to break through? That's the big question that's being asked at the moment. And then what you then do is you say, okay, I've got and I want to sell there, and I want to sell there. Let's refine our entry, and you can then use the chart below, the time frame below your trading chart. So this is the 4-hour. I would then use the 1-hour to refine your entry. So in other words, this one is actually setting up for a buy, which isn't a good thing. And this is the dilemma that in the question that was asked. But essentially, the price can do two things. It can break through the lower support, or it can start going into buy mode. So you start watching this chart very carefully to refine your entry into your trading chart. So the only purpose of this chart is to refine your entry. If you're going to buy, you refine your entry. You'll see a buy signal on the RSI, a buy on the moving average. You'll see the price going over this non-horizontal support and resistance line, and you'll say, okay, I've refined my entry here. Let's say I'm going to buy here. Or if you want to sell, you would then say, all right, I'm going to wait until the price moves below this major support area, and then I'll sell. So Jevis, if you are looking at the weekly, daily, and then suddenly going to the 15-minute, you are doing it too far. You only need to use 3 charts to trade the 3-chart system, and that's enough. Otherwise you will complicate your life tremendously if you go beyond that. And as I say, you use the one above as your direction and trend guide, your trading chart, and then you refine your entry. Don't go from now to the 15-minute, because then you're going to get confused, and also the weekly is too far away, so you might get confused there too. But just looking at the weekly, look at the strong divergence, look at those peaks going down, those peaks going up strongly. Looks like a sell is on the cards, looks like it could possibly sell through. If it sells through there, it's going to go places, this particular trade. And then, as I say, I just use some other charts to give me some more information about trading and tables and things like that. But these are outside of the 3-chart system. I hope that answers your question, Jervis. And it doesn't matter which system you're using. I'm just using the RSI, trend line, moving average type of system here to illustrate this. But you could use anything, any type of system, as long as you're using the one above as your guide, your trend and direction guide, the one in the middle as your trading chart, and the one below as your. That's the philosophy of this setup and this particular technique. Now, if you want more information about this particular technique using different time frames to make your trading decisions, go and Google Alexander Elder triple screen, and you will get a whole list of videos and articles that explain how this triple screen system works. You can even download a PDF telling you how the triple screen system works. So Jevis, thank you very much for asking this question. I hope I've answered your question, and if I haven't, please use the link that will be provided when you do your Google search. And I hope you enjoy staying in Kenya. I really love that country quite a lot. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've learned something about how you can when you're doing manual trading, how you can use different charts to help and refine your entries into your trades. So from me, Alex Deploy, cheerio.